Welcome back to the Sami Owens Show. I am your host, Sami Owens, and if you couldn't tell, I don't have my co-host with me, and I don't have a guest for this episode. I tried finding a guest, but things happened, but the show must go on. Like, before I even continue with this episode, I'd just like to say that I will keep posting episodes weekly. Doesn't matter if I have a guest or not, or if I have my co-host or not. I will always have weekly episodes of the Sami Owens Show. But with that being said, I just feel like I should talk about some things that are happening. Like, recently, or that have happened recently. So, first off, the WWE draft is coming up. And I have, like, the pool of eligible picks right here. Now, I'm not going to go over everyone on who is going where, or who I think should go where. Like, I'm going to focus on, like, the current champions and maybe some of the bigger stars as well. So first off, the number one draft pick is obviously going to be Roman Reigns. He's the current undisputed WWE Universal Champion. So let's just set these up here. So as the current undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns is going to be number one. However, to which brand, you might ask? SmackDown. Because if I remember correctly, Fox has this clause where they get Roman Reigns. So they're going to get the first draft pick like they do every year, and they're going to draft Roman Reigns. Which means Raw will get the new World Heavyweight Championship. Now, I have a World Heavyweight Championship somewhere. I just didn't want to dig around for it because that would take forever. So, let's move on to the people I think will be the second overall draft pick. And that is the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. Now, I'm a little biased. If you couldn't tell, I should put those up. But yeah, if you couldn't tell, like from my channel name, the show name, or my championship right there, I am a big Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens fan. Hey, come on. Alright, well, anyway. I am a big Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens fan. And I was so excited, and I cried tears of joy after Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens beat the Usos at WrestleMania. Because the Usos are the longest reigning tag team champions ever. And it all happened in the main event of WrestleMania. Well, of night one, but it's still the main event of that night. So I believe they should go first for Raw. Okay, you know what? Let me backtrack a little bit. I don't think Roman Reigns will be alone as the overall, like the number one draft pick overall. The Usos and Solo Sikoa are also going to be drafted to SmackDown. Will they be drafted all together at number one with Roman Reigns? Probably. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I think they have a very good chance of being within the top 5 picks. Now, I'm not sure if they have like designated draft pools for each night, because tomorrow night, or in 1 hour as this video goes up, night 1 of the draft has happened. So I'm not sure if they're going to have like some people be eligible for the first night and others be eligible for the second night. But either way, Roman Reigns, the Usos and Solo, and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are definitely going to be within the top 5. But yeah, we covered Raw, I don't know, SmackDown, then Raw. Technically SmackDown again with the Usos and Solo. So, like, in this case, let's just say that they're not all drafted at the exact same time. The next pick for SmackDown, I believe, should be Austin Theory. Now, I honestly think the mid-card titles should switch brands this year. Like, I understand why they didn't in the past. Like, the last time the United States Championship was a SmackDown Championship was 2018, I believe. Or maybe 2019. You know what? I'm going to look that up. Because I remember in 2018, Seth Rollins had the Intercontinental Championship on Raw. Wait, hold on, yeah. The Superstar Shakeup happened that year. Who was United States Champion leaving WrestleMania 35? Oh yeah, Samoa Joe was United States Champion leaving WrestleMania 35, and he was on Raw. So, it was actually 2019 since the United States Championship. I'm losing my train of thought. But, honestly, the Superstar Shakeup kind of threw me off back in 2019. Because, the wild card rule in 2019, that was confusing, honestly. Yeah, let's go back to the 2019 draft. Because yeah, heading into the 2019 draft, AJ Styles was the United States Champion. Oh yeah, I remember now. So, 2018. Robert Roode lost the U.S. title at Fastlane to Randy Orton, who lost it to Jinder, who came over to Raw in the 2018 Superstar Shakeup. So that means the U.S. title has been on Raw since 2018. And then there was this whole Jinder and Jeff thing. Jeff lost it to Wait, no. Jeff lost it to Shinsuke. And who did Shinsuke lose it to? Because they had to get the title over to AJ, and I don't think they would have had Nakamura lose it to AJ again. You know what? Time to do some research. No, title history. Yeah, so 2019. Wow, 20... Oh no, I'm getting my years mixed up again. Okay, so Shinsuke won it from Jeff in 2018. And somehow Rusev had it on Smack... Wait. Wait a second. Oh no, and... Okay, I remember what happened. So... Wait, let me just double check. Okay, yeah, on the first night of the Superstar Shakeup, Jinder Mahal was brought over to Raw. But then Jeff won it that night because Jinder only had it for 8 days. For some strange reason. Then on night 2, which was the night after, Jeff was moved over to SmackDown. Yeah, because I believe it was that... Wait. Yeah, I think that was the year where Lars Sullivan was doing some weird stuff. Like, just randomly attacking people. Basically bullying the Lucha House Party. But anyway, it was 2018. Well, no, early 2019 that the U.S. title has been on SmackDown. Early 2019, the U.S. title came over from SmackDown to Raw, and it hasn't left since. Man, that took me way too long to figure out. But yeah, the U.S. title needs a change in scenery. See, this is why I wish I had other people on the show with me this episode. Because I don't have to lose my mind, which I've already gotten to that point multiple times. But anyway, so with Austin Theory going to SmackDown, that means Gunther is going to Raw. Actually, no, not just Gunther, but the entirety of Imperium. Because if SmackDown is getting Roman Reigns and the rest of the Bloodline, Raw's going to need Imperium. So let's see. Yeah, so Roman Reigns has been covered. Austin Theory, Gunther, Imperium, the Usos and Solo, Sami and Kevin. Yeah, let's move on to the Judgment Day. Obviously, they're going to SmackDown. Well, no, I shouldn't say obviously. Because they could pull that whole title swap thing. But after the last time, I don't think they should do that again. So, the Judgment Day will go over to SmackDown. meaning Bianca Belair will stay on Raw. Now, the women's tag team titles are a bit of a mixed bag because, honestly, they don't have the same prestige they had once they were introduced. Like, yeah, they had so much hype behind them when it all started. But now they're they're not that important. I know I'm going to get roasted for this by a bunch of the women's wrestling fan base. However, hear me out. There are no legit teams in the tag team division except Damage Control. It feels like every week they have a brand new team form. They lose once, then they move on to different partners. So they don't know what they're doing with the titles. Now, I am all for women's tag titles, but they should have been brought in later. Like, they should have built up a proper tag team division, then introduced the titles, making the teams like actually matter instead of just pairing random people together. Like, let them build up some chemistry. Like, yeah, for example, where are they? But Shotzi and Natalia, they were basically just thrown together. And if we look at, like, Sarah Logan when she was with Liv Morgan, they actually had chemistry. They were teaming for like 2 years. Because if I'm not mistaken, they were called up in 2017. I'm probably wrong about this. Because Absolution was on one brand, and the Riot Squad was on another. Riot Squad main roster debut. Yes, it was 2017, so I was right there. So they had like a year and 3 months, technically. So they would have been a great team to build a division around. You also had Sasha and Bailey, the Iconics, Nia Jax and Tamina. Honestly, huge fan of Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. They were a great team. You had the Kabuki Warriors, Absolution. Like, you could have even had, like, some NXT teams at the time. Like, Aaliyah and Vanessa Bourne, they were a team for a while. You could have had them thrown into the division. But my point is, if they had more preparation for this, it would have been so much better. But yeah, Raquel and Liv Morgan, I think they would probably go to Raw. I don't have any reasoning for this. It's just change of scenery. And Raw's a 3-hour show, so they can spotlight the women's tag team titles. Possibly. Alright, so let's move on to the Street Profits. I think this is the year they are getting split up. I hate to admit it, but... And don't get me wrong, I love both of them as a team. But I think this is where they are going to pull the trigger on pushing Montez forward as a single star. They are going to move him over to SmackDown, keep Angelo on Raw. So then you can have like Montez Ford versus Austin Theory in the future. And if that's the case, I hope they push Angelo Dawkins as a single star as well. Like, I know he won't beat Gunther, but it'd be a good match to see. Another team I think they're going to split up. Damage Control. Like, you can keep Dakota Kai and Io Sky together. But in this case, Bayley would probably stay on Raw. Unless if Io wins the Raw Women's Championship in Puerto Rico at Backlash, then Bayley would go to SmackDown. But in this, let's just hypothetical situation. Io Sky does not win at Backlash. Then her and Dakota Kai can stay on Raw. Bayley can stay on Raw. The rest of Damage Control can go to SmackDown. Basically, splitting up Damage Control from being a 3-person faction to a tag team. And as much as I love Damage Control, I am willing to admit they did not give very... and they didn't get a very good push. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I talked about all the champions. Cody Rhodes is next. He's going to SmackDown. Because they want him to finish his story. And going on Raw to face off for the World Heavyweight Championship is not how you finish that story. You have Cody Rhodes go to SmackDown and keep feuding with Roman Reigns. It doesn't matter if you have him win at SummerSlam, if you have him win at WrestleMania 40, or even the SummerSlam after that. Let him finish his story against Roman Reigns. Because he wants the WWE Championship. And just a little bit of fantasy booking. Cody Rhodes wins the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at SummerSlam. Which, honestly, I don't think that would happen, but like I said, fantasy booking. He wins the titles at SummerSlam. That's where they officially retire the Universal Championship, and Cody Rhodes would just be known as the WWE Champion. That way, his story is finished, and we can have a full-time world champion on SmackDown. Seth Rollins, he should stay on Raw. So that also goes for Becky Lynch. She's also staying on Raw. Because Seth Rollins, I personally think, if Finn Balor does not stay on Raw, Seth Rollins should be the first World Heavyweight Champion. Because it has been far too long since he's been World Champion. But then again, I say the same thing for Kevin Owens. However, Seth Rollins should be the first World Heavyweight Champion, And then I would like to see him eventually lose it to Drew McIntyre, who is also going to Raw. Now, Brock Lesnar. Oh, excuse me. I don't know why Brock Lesnar is in the draft pool to begin with. Because he'll find a way to appear on both shows. But until this feud with Cody Rhodes is over, he'll be on whatever show Cody's on. Edge. So if the Judgment Day is going over to SmackDown, Edge should stay on Raw. That way, we can stop this feud. Yes, I know that they ended it at WrestleMania, but I don't want to take any chances. Have Edge over on Raw. And honestly, I'm not even keeping track of how many people I've drafted to each show. I'm just going over some of the notable people. Yeah, so Charlotte Flair. I haven't gotten to her yet. I'll be completely honest with you guys. Not the biggest Charlotte fan. I will admit she's good in the ring, but she's mainly where she is because of her father. Like, she didn't have to win 14 women's championships in the span of 10 years. That is overdoing it. It took John Cena 12 years to win 16. But he actually had long reigns with the championships. Well, for the most part. He had a 380-day reign. He had... Honestly, I don't remember the exact length of most of his reigns. But anyway, John Cena didn't need his father's legacy to actually get there. John Cena sold a lot of merchandise. He does a lot for kids. He's granted well over 600 wishes for Make-A-Wish. He is the face of the company, or he was the face of the company. So, he has truly worked hard for everything he's gotten. Most of Charlotte's title reigns are pretty short. Especially that feud with Sasha at the end of 2016, where it was hot potato with the Raw Women's Championship. But I don't see her leaving SmackDown. Let's see, I covered Damage Control, Imperium, The Bloodline, Drew McIntyre, Judgment Day, Street Profits. Okay, let's go with Bobby Lashley. Now, I know it's not going to happen anymore. Even though they've teased it for months, I honestly think he should go to SmackDown and reform the Hurt Business. Preferably with the same people and without Omos. Because they ended that faction way too soon. Because Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin were getting the respect that they deserved. And they were pulling it off. I don't care what people say. Shelton Benjamin should have been a world champion back earlier in his career. And Cedric Alexander, I believe, should have been a potential world championship contender either by now or within the next few years. I don't see it happening though, unfortunately. But yeah, that would put like Bobby, Cedric, Shelton, and MVP all over on SmackDown. Brawling Brutes, sending them over to Raw. And eventually, Sheamus will dethrone Gunther. Just let him get to the record. Let him break it, then let Sheamus capture the title. Another tag team I think they should break up, or they most likely will break up during the draft. The Alpha Academy. Have Chad Gable go over to SmackDown. Actually, no. Have Chad Gable stay on Raw while sending Maximum Male Models and Otis over to SmackDown. That way, they can still do their modeling thing over on SmackDown, while Chad Gable can put in the work on Raw and possibly become Intercontinental Champion. Like, I know I'm just thinking too much like just a fanboy than what WWE would actually do. Like, I would love to see Chad Gable win a singles title in the future. As long as they don't bring back the 24/7 championship and have him chase it, we're good. Okay, I feel like the last one I should talk about. Because there's a lot of potential names. But I don't want to go like too in depth into everything. Oh, I just realized that they included AJ Styles in the draft pool, even though he's injured. Because they didn't include like Aaliyah or Randy, Big E. I don't remember who else is injured at the moment. Oh yeah, Carmella. But then again, I don't know how long some of these people will be out for. You know, I know there's some potential big names I could talk about. Well, let me go with my personal favorite in the women's division, Nikki Cross. She should go over to SmackDown and be the one to dethrone Rhea Ripley. Like, not right away. Build her up as a serious threat. And I know this probably won't happen, but apparently Eric Young has been signed with the company for a while. Bring back Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane, then give me Sanity versus the Judgment Day. I know it's just pure fantasy booking, but please, let it happen. I want Nikki Cross to be an important member of the women's division. Alright, but yeah, there's just so many possibilities about tonight's draft, if you're watching this the day it comes out. And what's next to talk about? Oh yeah, the Gengar Squishmallow. And that one. That one is mine. That one I'm giving. I bought it for a friend, and they're going to pay me back for it. But you don't know how hard it was to find both of those. Like, they came out a couple months ago at Walmart's, but my Walmart didn't get it until, like, maybe a week ago. I don't remember exactly when. You know what? I could just look at my text messages and find out. But while I'm looking for that text message, uh, the other day I went to my Walmart and I saw that they had a Pikachu Squishmallow, and it was right next to a Pichu Squishmallow. Not a Squishmallow, but a Pichu plush, and I just thought that was adorable. Okay, yeah, yesterday I found that one for my friend, and who will be a future guest on the show. Oh yeah, I got this on Saturday. And that's Saturday, April 22nd. Well, yeah, it took them like 2 months to get them out. And when I was looking for that one right over there, uh, I was at a Walmart like half an hour away from my place, and they didn't know if they were going to be getting them back in stock because they sold out pretty quickly. But as soon as I was about to leave the aisle, one of the workers opened up a box and they were like, "Hey, guess what we found?" But yeah, that was just pretty awesome. Oh yeah, another thing to talk about. The upcoming DLC for Scarlet and Violet. Now, there was a new Pokemon revealed during Pokemon Horizons, which is the new anime series. And I'll be completely honest, I haven't checked it out yet. I'm still a little upset that Ash Ketchum is no longer in the anime. He wanted to be the very best, like no one ever was. Oh yeah, what was that new Pokemon? Up here, the picture of it? Oh, where's a better picture? You know, here's a side-by-side comparison. Like of the one that was revealed in the anime and yeah, Terrapagos or Terrapagos. I don't know. But I am excited for the DLC. I already pre-ordered it for Scarlet, and uh, I really want to play that on stream. However, I cannot run my microphone, my face cam, and my capture card all at the exact same time. So there's going to be some issues with that. So I either have to get a new computer or I'm going to have to put away this microphone for a while and hook this one back up as the main microphone. Which, I believe that, and that is also one of the reasons why I haven't continued my rise on Twitch or started the Pokemon Genlock. In the Pokemon card video I made, but I haven't uploaded yet, I went into more details. So I'm going to upload that on Saturday. So tomorrow, if you're watching this on Friday, when it comes out. Okay, so this video is coming out on April 28th. The Pokemon card video will go up on April 29th. Preferably before the Swine Up Community Day. And yeah, and hopefully I can find a way to like get the Genlock started, go back to doing My Rise in 2K23, and hopefully I get the problem fixed before the DLC comes out, because I'm really excited for it. In fact, do they even have a release date for the Scarlet and Violet DLC? Oh, I did not do that. Okay, Scarlet and Violet DLC release date. Okay. Now they just have a pre-order and like when you can start pre-ordering it. Oh, okay, yeah, for the Teal Mask, it's it will be released in the fall of 2023. And apparently on the UK eShop, Nintendo stated that all content will release by April 30th of 2024. So there's not really an official release date for the second half of the DLC, but I'm still excited for it. Okay. Alright, but I can't really think of anything else. But yeah, I'll have my Instagram down in the link, down in the description below. Please like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to be on a future episode. You can also message me at samiowens.yt, which is my Instagram. And just let me know if you want to be a guest in the future. And I will catch you in the next one.